Who are you when nobody is watching? Good 7 a.m. It's Coach Jessica. I am here to support you in building healthy habits, consistency, and confidence in your health routines. So, what are you doing when nobody is watching? I bring this up because this is where our habits and our routines are built, is when nobody's watching. You've probably seen the person who posts their wins on the internet and they're all excited. I'm starting my health journey, which is so awesome. And I love to celebrate when people do that, because we do, as a society, need encouragement to move forward. But it's the things that you are doing when nobody is watching that is either going to bring you closer to your goals or take you steps further away. Let me dive into this for you. Okay. When you're at home, there's no pressure to perform. When you are at home, there's no audience to impress. When you're at home, there's no immediate consequences to eat the bag of chips or to have the ice cream because you're stressed out. There is no immediate consequences. But if you are on a journey to be a healthier person, to lose weight, those actions that you take now affect who you become later. And so what I think is really important for you to recognize is that there are patterns in everything that we do. And when we start to recognize and be honest with ourselves about the patterns that we are acting in, then we can empower ourselves to make a change. And it can be a tiny, minute little shift. And I'm going to warn you that these shifts can happen in a positive or a negative way. Let me share a story. Wednesday night, pizza night. Okay, so back in my corporate world, I know all of you know that life gets stressful at some point in your week, right? And you might go a couple days, and this may be not as true if maybe you have established a good morning routine. Maybe you have a good evening routine. Maybe you have a good workout program that you are currently utilizing, so you have these outlets to recharge, and maybe you're not getting burnt out by Wednesday or Thursday. But at this point in my life, this story, my Wednesday pizza nights, I did not have a good outlet. And so I want to kind of take you back many, many years. I would say over 10 years ago, that Wednesday was pizza night. But Wednesday pizza night didn't start as a routine. It started as I was stressed out, and it was way easier to eat the pizza out of the freezer than cook the thing that I had planned, because I was burnt out. I didn't have a system. I didn't have a routine around refilling and recharging who I was. So what I was doing when nobody was watching, obviously my family was home because I was trying to be a good wife and a good mother and trying to cook something every single night, which isn't necessarily on our job description. Like, that's not always our responsibility, moms, ladies. Let's be real, okay? We can all share the duties in the household, and it is shared here. So my family made a wonderful meal, and I got home from work yesterday. It was fantastic to just walk in and have a meal. And that's about good communication and having a good plan for your week. I digress. Let's go back to the pizza, okay? At that point in my life, I was stressed out by Wednesday, too tired to make the meal, and it was just way too easy to just grab the frozen pizza out of the freezer, because you always have a stash of them. If you don't have a stash of frozen pizzas in your fridge, we need to talk at how far and where you are in your health journey, because I always keep frozen pizzas still to this day in my freezer, because guess what? They are nice and convenient to throw in the fridge when you don't feel like cooking or you get home late, etc. And I'm not saying don't eat a frozen pizza when you are tired, stressed out. What I'm saying is it can gradually become who you are on a Wednesday night because it's the easy thing to do. And that's what happened. Is over time, there was a pattern that was being created because I didn't have outlets to recharge and refresh my life and my mind and my body. So I was burnt out by Wednesday night on a weekday, and work was hard, long, stressful, pizza night. And again, I am not saying that there is anything wrong with pizza. You can totally enjoy pizza and still be healthy. We do. We still enjoy pizza, even frozen pizza, every once in a while. But it's not a routine anymore. But it became that easy go-to thing that we would consume on a Wednesday. We didn't have to stress about. We didn't have to worry about cooking anything. And it's one of those things we do in private that other people don't see. And this would be an example of where it takes you steps away from being that healthy person. Again, I'm not saying you can't have pizza. You can eat pizza and be healthy. But if I'm allowing the burnout and the work stress to continually allow me to move away from the plan that I had planned for the meal on the Wednesday, to where I just go to the quick and the easy, instead of doing the hard thing, which is making the meal that is good for me, I pick the easy. Or instead of planning the week so I have some leftovers for a Wednesday that are healthy, which is things that I do now, that things that I have learned and I have moved forward into my routine. Back then, I didn't have that. I didn't have that thought process of, okay, if this pattern is not working, how do I look at it and break that pattern, break that cycle, to be able to have ease in my Wednesday and have healthy food on my Wednesday, right? Like, so when you're able to reflect, and if we're just go, go, go all the time, we're not taking time to reflect. We're not looking at the situation from a few steps back and saying, oh, I'm recognizing this pattern that most Wednesdays I'm just eating pizza because if we're on a frozen pizza and because it's easy and I don't have to do the cooking because I'm tired and I'm stressed and I'm not getting the rest and the recharge that I need on a regular basis from some sort of morning routine, some sort of evening routine, some sort of workout outlet to expend and get rid of the stress and the cortisol in my body. These are things that as you become more in tune to your health, the things you're doing behind the scenes that people aren't seeing, that you're going to be able to reflect on, because there, in my opinion, are no failures. Yeah, I mess up. Do not get me wrong. I do mess up, but there are lessons that are learned from when we mess up. And so I wouldn't call eating pizza on Wednesday nights a mess up. I call that a learning in my behavior. The learning that I created a pattern of eating that pizza every Wednesday. And there, again, if you have Friday night pizza night, more power to you. That could be your indulgence. That could be your thing. Maybe you're having a nice salad with it. Maybe you're covering it with a bunch of vegetables. Maybe you're eating healthy throughout the day. I am not knocking pizza, so I just want to be very clear on that. But what I am saying is that I, in those instances, were stressed. I was not choosing to do what I said I was going to do with making a healthy meal. I was just leaning on that easy, quick fix and not choosing the hard thing so that my future self could be healthy well the next day. So each time that I chose not to make the meal I had scheduled to make and chose the frozen pizza, a little bit of my self-trust was broken, right? And this is in private. Nobody sees this. This is a slow, gradual eroding of breaking promises to yourself. This may be something that has happened to you in your workouts. Slowly over time, you break your habit of working out because of this reason and that reason. The kids, the job, and there are, everything can be justified. Let's just be real. Everything can be justified. But here's the thing. When you continually break your word to yourself, it means that you're going to keep spiraling slowly. It may not even be recognizable, right? But when you start to use your word as that it means something, like when you are actually holding yourself to what you say you're going to do, that's when true discipline, you're able to act with that true discipline to do the things that you say that you want to do. I know it sounds kind of, discipline is kind of one of those words that most get a negative thought process to, but discipline is actually just doing the things that you say that you're going to do. And discipline is, not a parent chastising or work writing you up or something along those lines. Discipline can just be doing the thing that you say that you're going to do. And if you're not doing the thing that you say that you're going to do, that is a perfect opportunity. That is a lesson to learn. What is it and why is it? Why is there some friction that you're not doing the thing that you say that you're going to do? So every time that you break that promise, that's a perfect opportunity to reflect. What and why did I not do what I said I was going to do? Maybe that project that you've been saying that you wanted to do for a long period of time is not the right project right now. Maybe that learning how to use the air fryer right now, it's not realistic in your schedule to do that extra work to learn how to use it right now. Because, hey, I've heard really great things about an air fryer, and I have 2 reasons I don't have one, okay? 1, I don't have the counter space to store it on top of my counter or in a cabinet. And 2, I know that I would have to spend extra time learning how to use it. And right now I'm not willing to use that time in my life to learn how to use an air fryer. I know there are a lot of people seeing a lot of success with it, and kudos to them because they took the time to do it. I just know in my personal time, in what I'm doing in private, it just doesn't fit right now. So this is just an example of choosing what's going to serve you, what's not going to serve you in this time. What are you going to do in private that's going to help strengthen and take you steps towards the healthy person that you want to be? And what are you going to do in private that is going to take you away from your healthy self you want to be? Ask yourself these questions. Reflecting on it is growth in your health and wellness journey. It will help propel you forward when we reflect rather than avoid or put aside the things that are kind of hard to think about sometimes. So I want to encourage you today to honor your word. And if you're not honoring your word, you're not bad, you're not wrong. It's a perfect opportunity to reflect on why is it that I didn't do what I said I was going to do. You legit may have just been tired and you overplanned yourself. You legit may just be saying yes to a lot of things in your life, and your time is very short and you're trying to do too many things. So it's a really good opportunity to take a good look at what are you saying yes to? So that you can say yes to the things that are really important, which means you may need to say no, and that may upset some people in your life, which a lot of people don't want to upset people in their life. But at the same time, are you doing it at the disposal of you, your happiness, your health, your wealth, etc.? Ask yourself those questions, because the reflection is key, because then you can decide to do something different. So I wish you the very best day. God bless each and every one of you. And don't forget to drink some water.